call.
Judge Marco Ponce,
Here.
Commissioner Jose Aranda,
Here.
Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Here.
Commissioner Julissa Talamantes. Here. Commissioner Bradley Rubalcaba. One absent, Judge.
Thank you. Pledge of allegiance to salute the Texas flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. Pledge allegiance to Texas, one state under God, one indivisible. Testimony of oath of presenters, please be advised if you are to present here today, you are under oath. Public comments?
None, Judge.
I'm gonna go to the 1.6 item on the addendum real quick, just because the number 2 is executive session since it is legal. So discussion and appropriate action to approve the interlocal agreement between Maverick, Dimmit, and Salada for the Regional Public Defender's Office. Commissioners, this is just a addition to the resolution that we approved on Monday in regards to the Public Defender's Office with the interlocal agreement between Maverick, Dimmit, and Salada. I'll entertain a motion.
Judge, I have a question. On the public defenders, I started reading a little into it, and what is the charge? How much does that cost the county?
We approved it in our budget for $56,000 a year.
$56,000 a year, and that's consistent throughout? Like every year, that's what it's gonna be, or?
It varies. As a matter of fact, I had a meeting with them because it hasn't quite yet kicked off, if you will. This year, they're advising us that it's going to end up being about $34,000 instead of the $56,000 because they haven't started. They're waiting on Maverick County to submit their interlocal agreement and us to submit it. But it varies between, and it's a yearly thing, so it's not something that needs to, it's not like it's a 5-year contract or a 6-year contract. It's a yearly contract that we include in our budget. And so this year we had allocated funds in the amount of $56,000 is what Mr. Pereira had brought to the Commissioners Court and we approved. However, next year it's about $54,000. The year after that it's $65,000. Then the year after that it's like a 4-year projection based on numbers.
So it's gonna be rising every year?
It might, it depends, maybe not. As I mentioned to them when I met with them, because we had a meeting with the county judges of all 3 counties, it's really pretty much you do a cost analysis. You have to do a cost analysis. I would not recommend to this court to continue with the public defenders if it was not cost effective. I did meet with the district judge, Maribel Flores, yesterday. We do have about 2 murder cases coming up. And as of right now, those 2 individuals are going to be represented by court-appointed attorneys. So in those 2 murder cases, you're looking at the county, Dimmit County, because obviously the murders are here. You're looking at Dimmit County alone paying for one of those murder cases anywhere minimum $20,000 and up. That's what the county's going to pay the attorney that's going to represent that individual. So, and just for some enlightenment on regards to that, the public defender. So what they do is misdemeanor court, which is the court that I preside, and then we have district court, which is what Judge Abascal and Judge Flores preside. By law, all defendants are allowed or we're required to provide an attorney for them if they cannot afford one. And there is attorney's fees that are set by the state that we pay them, and if they have a hearing, we pay them a certain amount. So essentially, you do a cost analysis and you look at it and look at all the cases from the felony cases in district court and misdemeanor court. And let's just say, for instance, that we're Dimmit County spending $80,000 on attorney fees per year, and this public defender's office is $50,000 a year. You got to do a cost analysis and say, okay, it's cheaper for us to pay $56,000 than it is $80,000. And the purpose of the public defender's office is for the court to be allowed to get attorneys from the public defender's office to appoint to these individuals.
Do we know what we're,
I had a question regarding this.
do we know what it's costing us right now? A rough estimate of what it's costing the county on attorney fees?
About 75,000
That's
Per year?
what it
per
costs.
year. Yeah, but it varies. I can give you the specific numbers from Mr. Pereira, but we're paying roughly about that, and that's not to include CPS cases. Because your CPS cases are completely different than this public defender's office. There is also what's called, it's called TRALA, which is a Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid, and that helps on the civil side of it, for the courts to be able to appoint attorneys for the family cases. I'll be quite frank with you, when I came into office, there was one attorney that was like a holdover from the previous administration, and it was a CPS case, and there was a PO for the amount of $16,000. That's one attorney.
Right. And there's no additional funding from the state?
Well, this public defender's office is being 84% funded by the state.
Okay,
We're
that-
only, we're.
I didn't get to read into the.
Yes, no, so, what happened is that Maverick County, they filed, Judge Flores specifically, and like I said, I met with her yesterday, Judge Flores specifically applied for this public defender's grant, and
Oh, that's right,
Judge,
sorry.
yes, Judge Flores applied for this public defender's grant, and it included Dimmit, Maverick, and Zavala. Just to remind you guys, they preside over Maverick, Dimmit, and Zavala, so that's why she applied for the grant, because she has to appoint attorneys from all different counties.
Yes.
And so the grant was given to them when they applied for it. They were approved, which entailed Dimmit and Zavala, and the state of Texas is paying 80% of that to fund it, because it's probably about close to $1 million and something office, the public defender's budget. But the state is paying about 84% of that budget. And like I told you all the other day, 16% is what's left to be split between the three counties. From that 16%, Maverick County is paying 65%, Dimmitt's paying 15%, and Zavala's paying 10%. And that's based off the numbers in terms of caseload. So you're looking at Maverick County having over 1,000 cases a year. You have Dimmit County having about 200 cases, 250 cases a year, and Zavala County with about a little over 100 cases. So that's how they split the remainder, 16% amongst the counties.
And I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but is this gonna stay in effect?
It's a yearly contract.
No, I understand, I understand it's a yearly contract, but when the separations of DAs, it won't take any effect on that.
It will still remain if the county wanted to be part of the interlocal agreement with them, because you have to remember that the district attorney's office is the one that's breaking up, not the judges.
No, that's what I'm.
So Judge Pascal and Judge Flores are still gonna have jurisdiction over Dimmit, Maverick, and Zavala.
Okay.
The district judges' jurisdictions did not get separated. The only jurisdiction that got separated is the district attorneys. So in 2027, when the election process starts for the district attorney, Dimmit and Zavala are gonna obviously be separate than the district attorney and Maverick. But Judge Flores, Judge Pascal are still gonna be the district judges for our jurisdiction.
So this is a yearly contract?
This is a yearly contract.
You said 16%, 65 is going to be covered by Maverick, 15% is going to be covered by Dimmit, and 10% is going to be covered by Zavala. That's 90. So where's the other 10 from?
So whatever the 10 is goes to Maverick. I know that we're 15%, Maverick, Zavala is 10%, so I might have misworded it. 75 plus 15 plus 10, yes, you're correct. So 75% of the budget is from Maverick County, 15% is from Dimmit County, and 10% is from Zavala, from the 16%, because the state of Texas is paying 84% of that budget.
I was about to say, so it's the 84% of the budget. And that's covered through grants or through the state grants or just regular grants?
That's that state grant that Judge Flores applied for.
State grant. And then, the next question that I had was, a minute ago you said that we budgeted for 56,000?
56,000.
Okay, and then you said that this first year, they're coming in with cost analysis saying that we're gonna be paying around 34?
34, because it was supposed to start in September the 1st.
Uh-huh.
However, it didn't start September 1st because all three counties have a fiscal year of October 1. So they had to redo their numbers. And so now we would be paying about 34,000. I can get you the exact number, but it's approximately 34,000.
So then we stand to save 22,000 for the first year. But
Correct.
then the second year, it should go back up to 54, you said?
54. But it will come before the Commissioner's Court before,
In our budget.
yes,
before we-
because it has to be funds that should be allocated.
And then we're gonna have to incur these charges at least for this, price point for here on until
It's a yearly.
a yearly.
So every year it come before the court. And like I said, it's pretty much a public, it would be contrary if you look at the numbers, in terms of how much we pay in attorney's fees compared to this. And that's something that I mentioned to them at the meeting, is that obviously if our numbers reflect, let's say we pay consistently 50,000 in attorney's fees between the district court and the misdemeanor court, then it would behoove us for us to stay on this plan, because in year 3, let's say that they're asking for us to pay 70,000 and we're consistently paying between 50 and 60. Well, 70,000 costs more than 50 or 60. So it would not be in our best interest to continue with the interlocal agreement for the public defenders. Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Talamantes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. On to discussion and potential action. I will entertain a motion at this time to go into executive session.
So moved.
The time is 8:42, and I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona
Second.
and a second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? We are going to go into executive session, Mr. Bennett. 9 a.m. and we are back into regular open session. Discussion and potential action may occur pursuant to the Chapter 312 of the Texas Tax Code 381 of the Texas Local Government Code, and authority regarding the modified tax abatement economic development agreement dated December 23rd, 2020, executed by and between Dimmit County, Texas and Shakes Solar LLC Company regarding the company's solar-powered electricity generating facility with related improvements containing 1,969,749 acres more or less located and operating in the unincorporated area of said county, included but not limited to Commissioners Court approval of 1, the withdrawal and rescission of the county's active material default notice and settlement proposal sent to the company regarding the agreement, and the county's first revised material default notice and settlement proposal sent to the company regarding the agreement in all related matters. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Talamantes. I have a
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you.
You need this